We stand at a critical juncture in our nation's history, one where the integrity of our elections, the very heart of our democracy, is under intense scrutiny. In recent years, questions have been raised, doubts have been cast, and fears have been whispered. Is our electoral process truly immune to manipulation? Can we, as a nation, continue to trust the reliability of our electronic voting machines, that is EVMs? These are questions that, if left unanswered, will erode the very foundation of trust in our democratic process. Today, I propose a revolutionary solution, that is, all party watchdogs must oversee EVMs to end manipulation fears once and for all. Let us unite to eliminate suspicions and build an electoral system that every Indian can trust, no matter which party they support. First, we must acknowledge the undeniable truth that transparency is the bedrock of any democracy. Without it, we cannot expect the people to trust the results of their elections. And while India's EVMs have proven to be reliable machines, the public perception is what counts the most. We have all heard the accusations, claims that EVMs can be tampered with, manipulated, or hacked. Whether these claims are valid or not, they breed a doubt. And in a democracy, doubt is a dangerous thing. To maintain public trust in elections, transparency must be non-negotiable. We need all party supervision committees to oversee every step of EVM process, from handling and transportation to counting votes. When political parties themselves have a stake in monitoring the system, it removes the veil of the suspicion. Imagine a system where every major political party is represented in an official capacity to oversee the functioning of EVMs. These watchdogs would witness the sealing, storage, and transportation of EVMs. They would be present to observe every manual intervention from the polling station to the counting room. No one would be able to claim foul play, and no one would doubt the results. Such a system would guarantee that no official, whether intentionally or accidentally, can compromise the electoral process in India. All party watchdogs would make the process more transparent, accountable, and trustworthy. It is important to understand that it is not the EVM machines themselves that are vulnerable, but rather the manual interventions that surround them. Manual data entry, the recording of votes, the transportation of EVMs, and the activation of machines by polling officers, all of these require human action. And where there is a human intervention, there is a potential for error or worse, manipulation. By involving all party watchdogs at these critical points, we make sure that every step is carried out under the watchful eyes of multiple stakeholders. No one person or group could influence the results without being detected. This oversight will not only prevent manipulation, but will also reassure voters that their voices are being accurately counted. We must be clear, elections are not just about the counting of votes, they are about the perception of fairness. And as long as there is even the slightest shadow of doubt, trust in our democratic system will remain at risk. All party watchdogs would bring transparency, not just in practice, but in perception. When citizens see that representatives from all political parties are directly involved in supervising the EVMs, it will send a powerful message that this election is fair, this process is honest. Media narratives and public opinion often shape how elections are perceived. By establishing all party supervision committees, we make it impossible for anyone to claim that the system is rigged. We offer proof, not just promises, that the process is beyond reproach. The introduction of the Voter Verified Audit Trail (VVPAT) has already taken us one step closer to greater transparency. But we can do more. Currently, 5 polling stations per constituency undergo VVPAT cross verification. Let us advocate for expanding this verification process with all party watchdogs present to oversee the random selection of these stations. More checks mean fewer doubts and more faith in the process. Let us ensure that not only are votes being counted electronically, but that every voter's choice is physically verifiable. Trust once lost is difficult to regain, and this added layer of assurance can rebuild the public's faith in elections. But how do we make this vision a reality? It is not enough to simply have the will. We must have the structure, and I call upon the Election Commission of India to formalize these all-party watchdog committees to create a framework that guarantees representation, impartiality, and accountability at each and every stage of manual interaction with the machines wherever it is there. That's where these watchdogs should be present, and they should oversee the entire manual machine interaction process and then approve it. Let these watchdogs be present at every step, from the setup of EVMs to the announcement of results. Such a step requires not just procedural reform but also legal backing. We must ensure that this oversight is mandated by law, with penalties for those who attempt to subvert the process. Around the world, other democracies have set examples we can learn from. In Germany and the United States, the presence of independent observers has improved the perception of integrity of elections. Why shouldn't India, the world's largest democracy, take the lead in transparency with all party watchdogs? We can ensure that our elections are not just free and fair, but are seen as such by every voter in every corner of the country. Of course, there will be those who resist change, those who argue that our current system is sufficient, but I say to them, why settle for good enough when we can have the best? There is no price too high when it comes to the integrity of our democracy. We must also overcome logistical challenges, but we have done so before. When India adopted EVMs, there were doubts. Yet today, EVMs are seen as a success story. Let us take the next revolutionary step. In conclusion, this is not just a proposal, it's a revolutionary call to action. All party watchdogs must oversee EVMs end-to-end process to end manipulation fears, to build public trust, and to protect the sanctity of our democracy. I urge every political party, every leader, and every citizen to support this idea. Together, we can revolutionize India's elections, making them the gold standard for transparency and fairness, not just for ourselves, but for the world to see. This is not just about winning or losing, it's about protecting the soul of our democracy. Thank you very much for your patient hearing.